Well, hi, how are you? Good to see you again. Oh, it's a fucking pleasure. You know, haven't done a video in a while, but just haven't had any new stuff. Don't feel like milking the old stuff, and haven't found anything that strikes my fancy to buy. If I did, I'd be okay. Alright, look, here's what time it is. I have no idea. Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? One down. Looking through my videos, I was like, huh, my subscriptions, people I subscribe to. I says, huh, Captain Electro did an entertaining piece on a VR to some other guy, I can't remember. This guy. It was the 8 knives, the biggest, the smallest, the cheapest, the most expensive, the oldest, the newest, homemade, and the weirdest. Weird was hard for me, because what I think is weird is not weird. You know, at first, let's start out with the biggest. At first, for the biggest, yeah, I mean, I picked the Zombie Tools Felon. I mean, who's to argue that that's not the biggest? Who's to argue? And then I was like, well, so I don't look really stupid, which I do naturally, I said, let me check the sizes on some of these. I got goop on this. Probably watermelon. But I need to clean it. But I will. Okay. So here's the Muella Sherpa. And it said, the Muella Sherpa said it's like 13 inches. The Zombie Tools, see, somebody's lying. See, that's why, I mean, if we go from, well, from like hilt to hilt, see, it ain't as big. Now, if I move up here a little bit, I don't know, I guess it depends on where you measure it. And here I am, you know, juggling 15 pounds worth of knives. So I am still going to have to go with the Zombie Tools Felon as my biggest, and give the Muella Sherpa an honorable mention. But yes, there it goes, the biggest, the baddest, the Zombie Tools Felon. It's a fistful of fuck yeah. Alright, let's move on to the smallest. Okay, that one was easy. That's the Spyderco McBee. I like this knife. It's a cool little, just a little, well made, well done. It's from the Tai Chi people. Lockup's nice. It's got a frame lock. I mean, it's just overall a sweet little blade. I like it. So there's the smallest. Cheapest. I have beat the bejeebers out of this knife. It's like a $3 or $4. It's got the apocalyptic crap on it. It's got a something window breaker and a seatbelt cutter and it's supposed to be a flipper, but I have beat the bejeebers out of this, and I actually broke the tip off of it. I've been throwing it against a tree. I even put a serration in the blade. I didn't mean to, but it's very well beat up. But it took a beating, and it kept going. It went and it went, and it took a lot of shit before it just finally died and the blade broke and it's a bitched open. But you know, yeah, and well, you know, you can even tilt it like that. Yeah, it's totally foobar. But for a cheap couple dollar knife, it did damn good. Most expensive. Medford Praetorian T and Falling Leaf. You notice something different? I don't have my hat on. Wow. Oh well. I could go in and get it and start all over again. I just don't feel like it. Deal with it. So anyway, well, hi. How are you? Good to see you again. I'm right here. Can you see me? Nope, you can't. I don't feel like it today. Going through my subscriptions, and Captain Electro, he did a video VR. I said, I haven't done a video in a while. Let's do one. So here's a VR to him. Now, he started out with the biggest, with 8 of them. He had the biggest, the smallest, the cheapest, the most expensive, the oldest, the newest, homemade, and the weirdest. Well, weird was a little difficult for me, but the biggest, the Zombie Tools Felon. Yes, it's a fistful of fuck yeah. They got the blade down as like 11 inches, 12 inches, something like that. Doesn't matter. It's the fucking biggest. And I had to I wanted to do some looking before so I didn't look totally fucking idiotic and stupid like I do naturally. And I said, you know what? I think the Sherpa here has to be bigger. Well, even though they got the Sherpa down at a 13-inch blade, well, if you start right here, well, if you start here, but if you start cutting edge, this one has more cutting edge. You can't really go by, if you go up here and line them up that way, then yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but you can't really go by what these people say. But this Sherpa, it deserves an honorable mention. This thing is a ass-kicking, cinder block killing, head lopping off. Yeah, it'll do it. So let's give that one an honorable mention. And let's say that the Zombie Tools Felon wins my biggest award. Nice sheet too. What's next? Cheapest. That one was pretty fucking easy. Well, first it was hard because I was like, I don't think I have any cheap ones. Because I either gave them away or lost them or trashed them or whatever. This one has the that emblem, biohazard emblem on it. And it is green. And it's a tip down carry. It has a seatbelt cutter and it had the glass breaker. And it was like $4 or $5. It was a flipper. Well, it still is, but it flips way out of wonky because I wanted to see how tough a $5 knife was, and I beat the shit out of this. And I will tell you that this $5 knife took an ass kicking and kept on coming back, saying, may I have another. It's still usable. You could take some duct tape, or if you want to, if you really, really had to. I broke the blade. I even put a little divot in it. Call that a serration. Call that a backyard knife dude serration. I'll patent that. You send me your knife and I'll chip a divot in it. Hey, what can I say? It's a cheap knife, but it impressed the shit out of me. On to most expensive. Medford Praetorian T. What's more to say, except I need to clean it. I need to clean all my knives. What are you going to do? Falling Leaf, blue. Look at that blue. That's a pretty blue. This thing is a beast. A beast and a half. Very pretty, very well done. Why is it the most expensive? Well, with a $900 price tag, yeah, it's the most expensive. Would I do it again? Yeah, for this one. Would I do it again now that I have one? No, I won't. But it is well done, well put together, Easy to open, easy to close. I love it. Well done knife. Oldest. A lot of my oldest knives I have lost throughout the years. And so consequently, you know, it was hard to be like, do I still have the oldest? This is the oldest. This one I bought in like 1985. And it's a Smith & Wesson Bowie. And I don't know how I managed to keep it all this time. I did some work on the handle, made some finger grooves. It used to have Smith & Wesson Bowie on it somewhere, but that got faded off. This is a well done knife. It's in a 440 stainless or 420, but it's a well done knife. This knife is really, really done good. I don't know if it's full tang, half tang, mid tang, Wu-Tang clan, or doesn't have a fucking tang. I don't know what tang it is, but it's done very well. Very well. Even the sheath is handled in there. I tied this shit on there, and I don't know why. A lot of things I do, I don't know why. I just do them because it seems like the right thing to do at the time. Oh, I missed one. The smallest. Or did I cover that? The McBee. I think I missed one. Oh well, we'll back up. I'm not going to edit it back in there. We'll just back up. So I'm not in order. You're out of order. You're out of order. No, you're out of order. What's your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. What's your name? Ezekiel. You're out of order, Ezekiel. Fuck you. You want to know what I got in it? Never mind. That's another video. Keep on. I'm going to have to make this mature audience. The McBee. Just a whittle thing. Yes, I love this knife. It's made for the Tai Chung people out of Taiwan. See, it says it right there. And if it says it right there, then it must be true. Yes, it must be. Anyway, well done, well put together. I mean, it's got a frame lock that, I mean, they did a lot of nice detail. They got some scoring in here for your thumb. If I can keep it in frame of the camera, it's like a well quality made little teeny weeny little knife. I mean, it's I like it. I'd buy another one. Yes, I would. Where's the newest? I'd have to say this one. This is a Last Blood Stallone endorsed Heartstopper, supposedly identical to, and it is. Yes, I like this knife. I have gas. Can you tell? I have yet to see a knife, a fixed blade even, that I like to fiddle with. I've been keeping this by my computer, you know, and along with the other Rambo series. And I've been like taking them out one at a time and just, yeah. I mean, they just feel good. I mean, especially this one. This one feels the best out of it all with the micarta scales and the balance and the added weight, and it's just, you know, yeah. That and then some. That is my newest. I love that knife. I love it. Oh, what else do we have in the box? We're running out. Homemade. I can't really say I have a homemade knife. I'm not a knife maker. I do like fiddle with them and grind stuff off and put stuff on, and thanks for their Dremel tool and crazy glue. This is the CRKT, and I like the knife. It's got vest serrations. It's the Ruger. CRKT Hershey design, Hershey going heavy. Yeah. And it's dirty too. What are you gonna do? So I like the knife, but I was like, you know, it didn't have a fucking clip. So I found it. Ho gave me an extra clip and for another knife, and I says, you know what? I could take my Dremel tool. Dremel kicks ass. You can do anything with a Dremel tool. If MacGyver had a Dremel tool, man, I'll tell you, he could build a rocket ship just with a Dremel tool and maybe duct tape. So I put that on there. I ground this down, and I used the screw hole, and I put a clip on it. Yeah. And now I got a knife with a clip. So that's about as close to homemade. And I've had other projects that I've dealt with, and I either gave them away or told them. Weirdest. That's a hard one. Because, I mean, define weird. But this KAI Kershaw, to me, and it's one of those ones that I don't know why I bought it. It's got a spring clip here. It's a well-made knife. I think they're going for like $40, $50. But to me, it's like they took a bunch of extra parts that they had, just shit laying around, and they said, we're going to make a knife. I mean, this really juts out here, this clip, way above this part. And it has that kind of clip and even a pocket clip. I don't know why I bought this in the first place. No, you can't have it. But it's a Chinese-made Kershaw, which is fine. They did okay, but I mean, here you have your frame lock is like embedded really in the frame. And they really came down here and made an addention so you can push in on the frame lock with a finger, which is very tight. Centering is nice. It's not too fidget friendly. It could really use one of those little thumb stud add-ons right there, but it would have to be way up here, and because it wouldn't go. But it's just, to me, it's just weird how they did that. I mean, I don't know what prompted me to buy this in the first place. I really don't. So, in a nutshell, that is my biggest, my oldest, my newest, and I'm going back inside and finish my tea. I think I got them all. We'll see. I'm terribly fucking busy. I have to go. Thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure.